Florida fans keep yelling at me that, JT, you're giving Mario Cristobal way too much credit going into this game. This is the same fool who didn't know how to take a knee against Georgia Tech. Listen, you don't have to yell at me about how big of a question mark Mario Cristobal is as a head coach. I understand that. But you sound like a hypocrite when you're going to criticize Mario Cristobal for the debacle against Georgia Tech, but you're not going to have that same energy for your head coach, who is the same dude who allowed 13 men to be on the field. You lost to Arkansas at home last year, but the Swamp is just so tough to win at. And plus, you lost to Vanderbilt a couple of years ago, because there were some of y'all who wanted to bring up the fact that Mid-Tennessee beat Miami a few years ago. Like, what the hell does what happened 3 years ago have any bearing on what's going to transpire in this game? Florida fans have way too much faith in Sunbelt Billy going into this game against Miami. What really puzzles me is how Florida fans just want to demean Mario Cristobal's resume. So it doesn't matter that he led Oregon to a Pac-12 championship. It doesn't matter that he's won a Rose Bowl. It doesn't matter that he took Oregon on the road to Columbus and took down Ohio State, who was the third-ranked team in college football at that time, with C.J. Stroud at quarterback. Let's not try to ignore Mario Cristobal's resume, because he's a better head coach than what Billy Napier is right now. I don't get why you Florida fans don't want to admit that for some reason, but look at his resume and Mario Cristobal's and compare it to Billy Napier. What is Billy Napier's signature win at this point? Upsetting Utah at home a few years ago with Anthony Richardson. That when you got up against Tennessee, cool. But Mario Cristobal's signature win is taking down Ohio State, who was the third-ranked team in the nation back in 2021 when he was at Oregon. He also has out-recruited Billy Napier. Every single year that Mario Cristobal has been in South Florida, Miami has had nothing less than a top 10 recruiting class year after year. Florida has yet to bring in a top 10 recruiting class under Billy Napier. I don't understand this overconfidence that Florida fans have in Billy Napier, that they think he's such a good coach that we just have to ignore Mario Cristobal accomplishing more than what Billy Napier has at this level. Billy Napier has done nothing at the P4 level. They didn't even make it into a bowl game last year. At least Miami had a winning record. I mean, there are so many things that I disagree with that Florida fans are bringing up, because they know that they're at a disadvantage in this game. Miami has the better coaching staff than Florida. Our offensive coordinator, Shannon Dawson, is a better play caller than Billy Napier. Florida fans were going all at Billy Napier's throat last year, saying that he needs to hire an offensive coordinator. He needs to give up play calling duties. He hired the OC, but he's still calling the plays. So your offensive play calling issues are still there. I mean, defensively, Austin Armstrong's defense last year was an absolute disaster. Miami's new defensive coordinator that they hired from Marshall was responsible for them having one of college football's most efficient pass defenses. We got to stop making it seem like Mario Cristobal has more to prove in this game than what Billy Napier does, because it's the complete opposite. Billy Napier has the toughest schedule in college football. He's coaching for his job. Not only does losing this game make his hot seat even hotter, but you now have more pressure on you going into that game against UCF, because if you go 0-2 against two of the biggest in-state schools in Florida, you deserve to get fired at that point. That hurts recruiting, and it hurts the perception of Florida football. I'm sick and tired of Gator fans making it seem like Mario Cristobal is this scrub head coach who has accomplished nothing all his years being a head coach, but yet they just ignore him being a Pac-12 champion, a New Year's Six bowl winner, led Oregon to a Rose Bowl, has gotten numerous players that have played under him, drafted in the first round, Penei Sewell, Justin Herbert, and they want to make it seem like him and Billy Napier are on even playing fields. Billy Napier is not a good head coach. He hasn't shown the ability to be a good head coach. Billy Napier's biggest accomplishments so far are winning the Sun Belt Conference. You mean to tell me that winning the Sun Belt trumps winning the Pac-12? I don't give a damn how weak the Pac-12 has been. You're not going to sit here and undermine what Mario Cristobal has done to try to gas up Billy Napier. I don't get how you Florida fans can point out all of the wrongs that Mario Cristobal has done, but just scoff over, the blunders that Billy Napier has. How do you have 13 men on the field? How does that happen? How do you lose to Vanderbilt? You can dig up as much nonsense about Billy Napier as you can about Mario Cristobal. I can go back and forth with you all day. But the truth is this. Come Saturday, August 31st, there's a Category 5 hurricane coming to Gainesville, Florida, and that hurricane is going to expose why Billy Napier is not cut out to be coaching in college football's toughest conference. You guys have way too much faith in the guy that has given you nothing to be faithful for. You have hopeful optimism. Miami has the better quarterback. They're deeper than you at running back, at receiver, and at nearly every single position. We got to stop making it seem like Mario Cristobal has everything to prove in this game. Both of these coaches can afford to lose this game. But if I had to tell you a coach who needs this win more, it really is Billy Napier. You don't have too many easy games on your schedule that you can look out and say, oh yeah, like Florida's definitely going to win that game. This game is going to define how both of these two seasons go, or how both of these team seasons go this year. If Miami wins, you're expected to win. You should be able to take care of business and win the ACC with how weak your schedule is this year. You don't play too many good teams this year. If Florida wins and Miami ends up being as good as what most people think they can be, then you feel confident that Florida can at least get the 6 wins. Because I got Florida at 5-7 because of them losing this Miami game potentially. But if you win this game, I can see you beating Kentucky, upsetting or beating UCF, and pulling off a couple of upsets along the way. But this game is going to define how both of these two team seasons go for this year. But Billy Napier has more to prove in this game than Mario Cristobal. I'm getting really annoyed with people just overlooking Mario Cristobal's accomplishments when Billy Napier hasn't done shit compared to Mario Cristobal at a Power 4 level. I think it's really ignorant, and it just makes you sound like a casual fan to make it seem like Billy Napier has done more or he's on the same level as Mario Cristobal when he doesn't even have a bowl win yet at Florida. He doesn't even have a winning season at Florida yet. Shout out to everybody in the comment section. Shout out to my guy Florida Trucker, my guy Jamie Carlo, my guy Immortal Black TV. He says the Canes should take the ACC this year. Florida Trucker says stop being an emotional homer. Florida Trucker, this is what you have to understand about me. You can't call me a homer when I'm the same person last year that picked Florida State to beat Miami and to win the ACC last year. If Miami was going to lose this game, I would pick Miami to lose this game. I bet money on this. I kind of make my living off betting during the football season, so I don't have time to be wasting and throwing away money being overly emotionally invested into these teams. Mario Cristobal has done more throughout his tenure being a head coach at Miami and Oregon than what Billy Napier has. Billy Napier didn't even make it to a bowl game last year. They lost to Arkansas, for crying out loud. I mean, let's stop making it seem like Mario Cristobal and Billy Napier are on the same level when Cristobal has done more than what Billy has.